Hello everyone, my name is Yulia. On this channel, I talk about personal growth and ways to get to know yourself better. In this video, I'll be talking about limiting beliefs, what they are, how to recognize them, whether you should get rid of them, and top 7 plus 1 most common limiting beliefs. Let's get to it. So, what is a limiting belief? Limiting beliefs are false beliefs that stop you from getting the life you want. They usually don't come out of nowhere. Societal norms could dictate what certain people can and cannot do. For instance, women should stay at home, cook, and care for the kids, as opposed to men being a provider. Perhaps a significant adult in your life had said something to you that you still remember. For instance, you will never be a good singer. Maybe there was something that you tried in the past and failed, and you decided that this is just not for you. So, how to recognize a limiting belief? If you say to yourself something like, I would never be able to do this because, and justify it with, something's wrong with me, or what other people would say, or it's just impossible to do, then you're likely facing a limiting belief. So, let's get to top 7 most common limiting beliefs. And there is a bonus one in the end. Number 7, I'm too old. Let's wait. Have you ever heard yourself or other people saying things like, oh, I'm too old to study this, or to learn a new language, or to try out this sports? Well, I've been there as well. I was 24 when I wanted to do a postmaster study, and I genuinely thought that I'm too old for that. Turned out there were only 2 people in my group who were younger than me. Of course, there are situations where age is a factor. For instance, when it comes to getting pregnant or becoming a professional ballet dancer. You may notice that you're not as sharp or fast as you used to be. But the truth is, it's never too late to try out new things, be it learning a new language, or going to a ballet class, or wearing that outfit that you think only 18-year-olds can wear. Number 6, I'm afraid to be rejected. This one is about a fear that someone disapproves of you if you'll do something. For instance, I wanted to get a raise, but I think my boss will say no. Or I would like to wear that pink shirt, but I'm a man and I think people would say that pink is too feminine. Or my boyfriend likes long hair, so I cannot cut it short because I'm afraid that he's gonna love me less. Some situations can be scarier than others. And as easy as it is to say, oh, just be bold and go ahead, it may not be as easy. So here are a number of strategies that you can apply. First one, replay the worst case scenario in your head. What's gonna happen if you fail? Like, you ask for a raise, your boss says no. What then? That will prepare you for this kind of outcome that you're afraid of. Most likely, it's not gonna be the end of the world. The second situation, you may try a less scary version of that. Let's use this raise conversation as an example. You can talk to your boss about how you perform. Just ask for some feedback. And if that feedback is good, it will be a great argument in the conversation about raise. Having good feedback from your manager might make the conversation about raise much easier for you. Another strategy is to talk about it with someone who's been through that. Let's say you have a colleague who has asked for a raise already and got it. Ask him or her, what did it take? What did he or she do? Perhaps even rehearse that conversation with that person. Come on. Fly away. Number 5. I'm afraid to fail. Well, we've all been there. Maybe you had strict parents who scolded you in the past, like, why A, why not A+? And maybe you have created such a high standards for yourself that you're not even going to try if you're not 100% sure it's going to be a success. The truth is, there is never a guarantee for success. But I can give you a 100% guarantee you're not going to succeed if you're not going to try. You may be able to start your own business or to take on more responsibilities at work. And the thing is, when we hear stories about other people's successes, we usually look at them at their point B, and we never know what they were at their point A and how much did they have to fail to get to their point B. What can help is, again, imagine the worst case scenario. What's going to happen if you fail? Again, most likely not the end of the world. And another important thing is you might learn to see failure as a learning opportunity, as you see it as an experience that you have, and probably a mistake that you will never make again. That's a mindset shift that you can adopt. Try seeing every failure as a learning opportunity. Number 4, I don't have time. Well, life is busy, all right? But do you really have no time? Perhaps there's another limiting belief involved. Fear of failure, anyone? If you're really sure it's only about time, I suggest look at 2 things. First, your priorities. Is this thing that you have no time for really that important? The second thing is, if it's really that important, you would make time for that. Look at where you allocate your time. What is it that you can perhaps do less, or do faster, or delegate? Number 3, I cannot earn more money. Well, that's a tricky one. Or you think money is only for the rich people. Or you think that you have to have money in the first place to make more. One of the reasons why it happens is probably people in your close circle, like family and friends, think the same. You just don't know any other way to make money, and there is no one around you to show you. There's a number of ways to help you increase your earning potential. 1, you can learn new skills so you can get a promotion at work or get a better paid position. 2, you can actually learn new skills to change careers. Passive income is a very powerful thing to building wealth. And one of these things is investing. I was very resistant to investing at first. I didn't know anything. I thought it would be too complicated. I thought I don't have enough money to start doing that. But I had one friend who insisted on me starting investing, and the only thing I regret today is that I didn't start earlier. And the thing is, right now when I talk about money with other people, turns out a lot of people invest. It's just that nobody talks about it. Number 2, I don't have a talent. This one is my favorite. Have you ever heard someone saying, "Oh, I would never be able to do it like she does. She's so talented"? Well, this is my unpopular opinion. I don't believe in talent. I think it's largely overrated. Often it becomes all or nothing game. You either do it because you're talented or you don't do it at all. A lot of people see talent as some kind of a magical gift, as if you wake up one day and you can paint like a Rembrandt. Well, guess what? That's not true. In reality, there are only 2 things that matter: your interest and the amount of hours you put in. I spoke fluent English when I was a teenager, not because I had some inner talent for languages or English in particular, but because I found every single piece of English text out there to read. I was learning my favorite pop songs by heart. Hello, Britney Spears. I was even looking for strangers to chat to on ICQ back in the day to practice my English. There was absolutely no magic in there. I put a lot of hours into it, and because I was so interested, it didn't even feel like an effort. So the bottom line, start doing what you're interested in. The more hours you put in, the faster people start telling you how talented you are. Number 1, I'm not enough. Not good enough, not pretty enough, not strong enough, not rich enough. You name it. Repeat after me. I am enough. Well, because you are. I know this video is not about self-compassion, but we often underestimate our own potential and our own capabilities. Well, if you want something to change, you can figure it out and start small, but be kind to yourself. I bet you would never say something like "you're not enough" to a closest friend of yours. Bonus limiting belief. I am afraid of success. Who would ever be afraid of success? That sounds very counterintuitive. But in reality, it happens more often than you think. Well, actually, you're not really afraid of success. You're afraid of the consequence that it brings. Maybe some unwanted attention when you're being an introvert or too shy. Maybe you will get more responsibilities at work that you're not ready for. Maybe it's the money that you don't feel you deserve. People might start treat you differently. Maybe you're afraid of people alienating you or being jealous about you. How does this fear look like? You start self-sabotaging your success by setting low goals, procrastinating, and keeping things as they are, being in your comfort zone. For example, you start belittling what you do. You say things like, oh, it's just a little project, I'm only doing it for myself. Well, in reality, you might be afraid that your project is going to get big, and then you're going to deal with more responsibility, you're going to maybe have to deal with investors with a lot of money, and that's something that you don't know how to deal with. You're not ready for. It could be a situation when you move to a big city to chase new opportunities, but then you feel like, oh, there's too many people and I cannot find a job and this is way too hard, and you've been probably even scammed with an apartment or something, and you decide to go back to your small town where everything is familiar. It can happen because you think that you don't deserve that, some kind of an imposter syndrome. Or perhaps in the past you had a situation related to your success that led to a conflict with someone, and now you're avoiding these conflicts by avoiding success. If you're a woman, you might think that certain behavior, like being confident or assertive associated with success, is just not socially appropriate, and you would be judged because of that. What to do about it? I can again recommend the strategy of replaying it in your head and see what success can look like for you and what are the consequences that you're so afraid of. That perhaps may reduce your anxiety. Another thing is to figure out the roots of that fear. Is this coming from your childhood? Is this something that happened in your past that you're not even aware of at the moment? If you cannot do it on your own, I would suggest to talk to a licensed professional. Should you overcome limiting beliefs? My opinion, if it really bothers you, absolutely yes. However, you don't have to get rid of them all at once. Take one step at a time. Prioritize what is the one that bothers you the most. You can as well decide that your life is great as it is and you don't want to change anything, and that's also okay. At this moment in your life, you may not have energy to deal with any of this, and that's also fine. You can leave it for later. If you cannot deal with this on your own, please consult a licensed therapist that can help you with that. I believe that getting rid of limiting beliefs can dramatically increase the quality of your life. So there you have it. This is my take on 7+1 most common limiting beliefs. Did any of them resonate with you? If so, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button for more useful videos in the future. Have a great day. Bye!